I have decided to leave my husband without a word. My story is probably the opposite of anyone here, but for me it made sense even though it doesn't for my husband and the rest of the family. I needed to write somewhere to see if there is anybody out there who understands me or am I as anyone around me believes, going mental. I found this from a YouTuber. My husband cheated on me 5 years ago on a work trip. His colleague sent me the sex tape she made. Apparently they slept together. She used the tape to get him to start a relationship with her, and when he refused she exposed him to me. I was in utter shock. This just couldn't happen to us. How could he do this to me when he said he loved me so much? I couldn't take the images out of my head. I was broken and paralyzed, I think, because while the normal reaction should have been yell and shout and leave him, I just went into a depression and was too weak to take actions. He asked for marriage counseling, and for 2 years I lived in this depressed trance, and I honestly don't remember thinking of anything but my husband and his affair, seeing the images she sent me whenever I closed my eyes. After a few months and with the therapist's recommendation, he tried to get intimate with me, but it just triggered my PTSD. I was so embarrassed to give him my body when it wasn't enough for him. I felt so disgusting and ugly, and him touching me was so shameful. Like, why would he want something that wasn't enough? Something so disgusting. He tried to make me believe that I was beautiful and more than enough, and that it was him, not me, and it was never about me not being enough. But for me it was all lies and a bunch of gibberish. I knew for a fact I was disgusting, and I had proof: my husband's cheating. After 2 years things were getting brighter. The nightmares and images started fading, and individual and couples therapy did miracles. I started to love myself again, and sometimes it went days without thinking of my husband's affair. We started having sex again after 3 years, and while the image of him with her was always there, I thought that I just had to live with it. Here is where I might be weird. Now, 5 years later, I'm fully happy, feel that I have gained back the control over my life, and I put that whole ordeal behind me. At the same time now, I feel that my marriage is over. My husband is in total disarray. Why now when we are finally happy again? When I'm back to be my old self and finally is over what he did. I even forgave him, but I don't understand his confusion. For me now I'm happy and strong again. I feel I want more. From myself, my life, and from the man I share my life with. I couldn't leave when I was too weak to think properly and without bias. I couldn't leave when I didn't have a free will, consumed by grief. Why can't he see that it was a healthy way of thinking, not making decisions while hurting? Am I wronged? I'm 35 now. I want to start a family. I want to start this family with someone who would never have done this to me. Doesn't this make sense?